Hello and welcome back to What You Need to Know for ProPresenter Operators. In this video, we're going to talk about editing text on a slide. We've got scripture message template items in the sermon library, so we're looking at the message template right here. This is a template for all of the slides that we need for a message. So we will go over here to the edit screen. We'll recognize a lot of these controls, especially the control panel on the right side over here from the theme video where we were editing the layout of our text on our slides. Of course, now in the editing window, we can actually edit the text itself. So typically, building a sermon slide is as simple as copying and pasting our pastor's notes that they send to us right here onto the slides. Usually, there's going to be a lot more than one slide's worth of text for the sermon. Right-click on a slide and duplicate it, and you can duplicate a slide as many times as you need to fit all of the text, Bible verses, quotes, all of that stuff onto these slides. And there's a couple things that we should be noticing about macros, but also about the themes. So we've got this red macro right here. That's our message macro. But we've also got all of these other macros, which are on our main idea and our sermon text slides. These macros are triggering the lower third in the live stream. So when we're going from a slide that has text on it, like this one right here, we select it, it brings the text up on the live stream. And then when we go to a slide without text, it removes the lower third. So we don't have a blank lower third just hanging out on the live stream. These macros are actually affecting the audience looks. Okay, so I just went on to BibleGateway.com and I copied John 3:16 through 18. So we just have to go to our edit screen. We are going to come in here to our sermon text slides, and I'm just going to duplicate it a couple times, and I don't know how many I'll need. I'm going to go to the first one right here, and if I just wanted to paste the text, it would paste it with the formatting from the website that I just copied it from. So if I do that, of course, it will look like that, which is not what we want our text to look like. When we are pasting text from an outside source into ProPresenter, we want to maintain the theme that we have on these slides right here, because the theme is how we want the slide to be displayed on the main screen. So if we want to maintain that, we would not just paste, but we would paste and match style, and that will paste our text, and it is also maintained the theme for the sermon text that we want it to have. Now, all we have to do is take the rest of this text, cut it, and go to the next slide. Since we have that text in the proper theme, we can just paste it. And for right now, I'll just go verse by verse, and I'll cut verse 18, go to the next slide, and we'll paste it. If we go back to the beginning, we have John 3:16. On the next slide is John 3:17, and on the next slide after is John 3:18. But we have an issue. If we go back to our show, there's this little warning sign that pops up right here, and that is letting us know the text on our slide does not fit in the theme that we have created for the slide. So we're going to have to fix this issue. Of course, we want the entire verse to be displayed. We have to now decide how we want to visually present this verse. So we'll go back into our edit screen right here, and we'll go up to that verse 18. One thing that we could do is we could take all of the text right here, and we could just resize it until it fits within that box right there. That's one way of doing it, but it's not the way that I like to do it, because that is going to lead, I think, to more inconsistency. Every single slide has different sized text on it. I would much rather have the same size text always and have that be determined by the theme. So the other way that we can deal with having too much text on a single slide like this is to take some text and move it to a new slide. I like to do that by using punctuation marks. We have room for 4 lines of text at this size. So we can have 4 lines of 80-point text on each of these slides. We've only got 3 here. And if we go to verse 17, there's only 3 here. And if we go to verse 18, there's this comma right here in the beginning of the verse. I can take whosoever believes in him is not condemned. I can take that and move it to the slide that has verse 17 on it. Just going to take that text, cut it, and now that means that this is 4 lines of text right here. We go back, verse 17, to the very end, paste it. Now we've got 4 lines of text here, 4 lines of text here. The only other thing that I would do is I would go through and remove the verse numbers. There's really no reason to have the verse numbers on there. And I would add the reference to the top, John 3:16 through 18, and make it bold. And now we go back to our show. We can select our slides. We just start reading the verse. It all fits on the slides. Everything looks fine. One thing that you have to think about is that if you make a design and formatting choice for one single slide, if you want to have consistency across the entire message and all of the slides in it, then you're going to have to take whatever you do to this one slide, and you're going to have to do that to all of the other slides as well. And that's just adding a ton of work. And of course, it's only fixing it on our main screen right here. When we edit text on our main slide right here, we're going to see a lot lot of those edits on our confidence monitor and on our live stream. Let's see how that works. So let's go back to our edit, and let's say that this one single word bothers us so much that we have to change it. We come here to God's one and only Son, and we hit return, and we make that a single line. And let's come over here to have not believed in the name. And now it looks much better, but now look what that did to our live stream screen. It looks great on our main screen right here, but in order to make it look great on our main screen right here, we had to sacrifice the live stream just for the sake of having one single word look a little bit better on the wall output. To me, it's not worth it to do that. And if we just have to deal with a slight annoyance like one single word being on its own line like this, to me, that's a non-issue. It's much better to have a consistent, cohesive look across all of our screens and not having to waste effort making something look good and ruining the look of it elsewhere, like on the live stream.